All right, today's video, guys, I'm going to teach you something about Bob's pen. Now, oftentimes when you watch videos about pens, it's usually, sell me this pen, tell me how to sell it. But today, what I want to share with you is how Bob taught me really how to think differently about a pen so that I could write my own ticket in life. And today, you can do the exact same. I often talk about gratitude in my videos. I often talk about writing out your goal. And this is actually my gratitude journal, which I keep. It's a very special journal. And that's where I write all my goals every single day, every single morning. And I do it with this pen. But it wasn't always like that. There was once upon a time, and this is a funny story around me and Bob, when I went to Canada to go and visit him. And there was me, Kim, sitting at the back of the room, writing my notes, taking in every single word that Bob was saying. And he came over and he lifted the pen out of my hand and he threw it across the room. Now, I will never forget this because it was so impactful. I was in shock. Why did Bob just take my pen and throw it? What is the lesson? What just happened? And the lesson that Bob taught me that day was, Kim, why are you writing your goals, in his words, with a crappy pen? It was a cheap plastic pen that really didn't have much meaning or value. And there I was, sitting my life's goals, writing, sending all of these incredible ideas out to the universe using a cheap pen. Now, at the time, I didn't know anything about fancy pens. I didn't really even see the value in them. But it was that day that Bob said, Kim, if you're writing your goals and your dreams, which is probably the most important thing you can ever write, why would you not choose to write it with a good pen? And I thought, do you know what? That makes so much sense. Because everything vibrates. Now, this is a lesson that I've taught and I teach my clients, that everything in this universe is energy. And that's the study of the mind. When you start to understand how the mind works, how everything in this universe works, we start to really bring it back to everything is energy. And that means everything has a vibrational output. So the energy that's in this pen and the energy that's in a cheap pen is very different. You will value this over a cheap pen because it costs more. But it doesn't just cost more, it's better quality and just better energy. Now, when you're thinking about manifesting and creating your goals, that's what this is all about. It's really having an image in your mind so clearly defined, and you write it out in the present tense. You write it out as if you already have it. And that is an energetic process. The creation process, when you create your goals, it's an energetic process. It's no different to when you boil your kettle. I often say in seminars to people, you might think the transmutation of perpetual energy sounds really scientific and complicated. It took me a while to get my tongue around it. But you're doing it today, even by watching this. You do it every time you hoover, every time you boil the kettle, every time you cook something in your oven. Energy is moving into form and out of form. So why I'm sharing this with you is because when you take a pen and you write down so clearly what you want, you're putting your energy through you, through the pen, onto the page. And why not do it with the best tool? Why not do it with something that you value and you find important? Now, I'm not saying you got to go out and spend hundreds of pounds on a fancy pen, but that could be one little thing that you do that makes you feel better. You're going to feel better writing with this pen than a cheap pen. And I don't think your goals are cheap. I think your goals are expansive and they're worth this. You're worth this. So that was one lesson. Now, the second lesson that I will share with you on this is Bob always said, he was the greatest sales teacher ever known on this planet. You think of any top sales teachers that you've heard of, Bob has mentored them. And one of the key things Bob always taught me when he was teaching me sales was, Kim, make sure you have a good pen to sign the deal. And that terrified me in the beginning because I couldn't even imagine myself coming along with, a contract and here, sign on the dotted line. That seemed like proper business entrepreneur. That kind of scared me a wee bit. But he was right. And there's been so many times that I have had the opportunity to take a pen and really write out a deal in business, and it feels good. and you feel good when you hold the pen. Now, I've been observing this as I've traveled around the world and went to different, high-end shops, high-end hotels, when I was signing for my car, and every single shop always gave me a good pen. And it's only when you start to understand the psychology behind this that you start to really notice these things that are happening all the time. It's like going to a wonderful hotel and they put the little chocolate on the pillow. That's called the impression of increase. That's when you give more than what you're being paid. And when you always give more than what you're being paid, you'll always be paid more for what you do. So if there's one tip I can give you today to really amplify your own energy, your own intensity of vibration around your goal, is go and treat yourself to a pen. Whether it's £20, £40, a couple of £100, it doesn't matter. If you go and make this special creative tool that you create your goals in, you're going to amplify the energy that you're putting into your vision. And anything you put energy into, it comes right back to you. So today I'm so proud because I have Bob's pen. And this is one he gave to me. And it's definitely something that I cherish, and it's something that I continue to write my goals out with and also sign great deals. So today, make this something you add in to amplify your energy, your self-image, your confidence. And this will change the tone and the intention when you write out your goals. Try it, mark my words, it will feel different.